Hello everyone, it's me, Demented Ghastly here with another Toll Drama video. So today we are going to be answering the question, which Toll Drama character could lift Mjölnir, also known as Thor's hammer? So let's get this out of the way first. I am not that big of a superhero buff. In fact, you could say I was very late to the superhero game. I barely am into it, but every now and then I'll have like a long thing where I watch tons of stuff about like some niche supervillain, and I get stuck looking at like friggin', I don't know, extra stuff about how Scarecrow could have been written better. I don't know. So let's get into it. First of all, Susie, please, I miss the kids. Please come back. Please. I can't do this anymore. I can't live without you. Anyway, so there is a lot of things that could be considered for this sort of position. Do you think your favorite character could wield Mjölnir? Well, probably not, because out of these 100 or so characters, there's probably only like 2. So, I looked up many things, and looked around, and I saw many different criteria, including to wield Mjölnir, one must have a pure heart, noble mind, strong heart, humility, courage, spirit of a warrior, good intentions, strong heart. So, here is actually what was given in one of the comics. Compassion, restraint, nobility, wisdom, and humility. So, for the quality of being noble, we're just going to, like, kind of have this thing of honor, I guess. We're gonna change it to honor because I'm pretty sure none of the Toll Drama characters are related to nobility. So we're gonna say honor in character, mind, birth, or rank, which is what the Oxford Languages says is one of the things for nobility. So I guess, you know, we tried our best with that one. Anyway. If you don't know me, I'm your new favorite Toll Drama VTuber, and don't expect a lot of superhero content from me. If you want me to go through the Disventure Camp characters, then sure. Get this to, I don't know, 500 likes. That's never gonna happen, so let's get this right out of the way, gamers. So, the actual criteria. So we start out with Chris McLean. The actual criteria includes compassion, restraint, nobility, wisdom, and humility. No. Just no. Compassion, he has it multiple times in the series, but it's never a reoccurring thing. Humility is definitely not something he has, and restraint is something that he lacks. Chef does have compassion. He's got a strong heart. He would have good intentions for it. I'm sure Chef is least likely to become a bad guy after picking up that hammer. He does not have wisdom. He does have a little bit of nobility. His restraint, though, is lacking. His humility is great, but his restraint is not lacking. He went all out against Izzy and then realized, oh shit, I might have killed her. So we're gonna put him in debatable. Next we move on to Dawn, and obviously if you've watched my channel before, you know Redonkulous race is not my best strong suit, especially for Dawn. So I would say Dawn seems to have some compassion, some restraints. I don't think he has the nobility, or the honor, the wisdom, the humility. He doesn't have that, so we're gonna put him in not worthy. Obviously, Blanley goes in here. She has 0 compassion, 0 restraint after shouting out, "Please marry me, Justin," when he was... Oh, what was the timeline that I made for Total Drama again? He was 17. She's like 30. So, yeah, he's not even 18 yet. Just putting it out there. Next, we move on to Ezekiel. Ezekiel contains compassion. Specifically, he's got a lot of empathy, which you can clearly see when Trent sings his song. The way Ezekiel reacts is heartbreaking. Restraint, he lacks that. Honor, he seems to have a fair amount of honor as well. Wisdom, though Ezekiel is a genius, he does not exactly have wisdom, which is more of like... Should I say this? Which he does not have. And humility... Now, I'd like to argue that what Ezekiel puts on in World Tour is fun for him, but it is just a facade. Ezekiel is trying to show his own confidence in order to make other people believe that he is the one that they need on their team. Not realizing that it's only turning them off. So Ezekiel is sadly not worthy. Feral Ezekiel. Feral Ezekiel does not have any compassion, no restraint, except when it comes to pretty women, I guess, but he gets the other pretty women too, so, He has no honor, especially since everybody shits on him all the time. Wisdom, Ezekiel lost most of his intellect. He's just... Yeah, he's just a killing machine. And humility, we wouldn't know. Next we have Noah. Noah has no compassion, no restraint, no bitches, no hoes, no maidens. Sorry, he does technically have that. He has Cody. I mean Emma, sorry. I'm gonna get killed for that one. So, no compassion, restraint, fine, sure, I guess. Nobility, he's definitely got some honor to him, and tons of wisdom. However, he does lack any sort of humility, especially with the fact that he is a prodigy. He's a child prodigy who seemed to have peaked, but he does seem to get respect at his own school, which I think is interesting, especially since how he acts on Total Drama. But we're going to go off the fact that in Total Drama, he obviously has these sorts of problems. Justin has little compassion left. Restraint, I think he's probably got a fair amount of that. He's like a model, so he'd have to make sure he doesn't do very many things wrong. He has some sort of honor. He'd never fight a lady, I guess. But 0 humility, which means he goes in not worthy. So compassion, Katie has a good amount of compassion. Restraint, definitely not for Katie. Honor, I wouldn't see that with her, or nobility, I guess. Wisdom, hell no. And humility, I'm not sure. Besides, one of the things is good intentions and a strong heart is something that I'm trying to keep in here with pure heart, noble mind, courage, that sort of thing. Katie does not contain a pure heart. Let me tell you what this bitch is doing. She is talking so much behind Sadie's back. You already know. Like, they hint to it a lot, that she is, like, the not as good friend, okay? She is not a good friend to Sadie. Next we have Tyler. Tyler contains compassion, restraint, honor, 0 wisdom, but tons of humility. However, due to the humility, not exactly being all the time because he likes to showboat a lot. And the wisdom being low. We're going to put him in debatable, but he's going to be closer than Chef is. Next we have Cody. Cody has a lot of compassion. Restraint, he lacks it. Nobility or honor, he seems to give off that. Wisdom, he's sort of got that. And humility, he's got the Ezekiel type of humility where you definitely know that he's kind of faking that. So due to having most of them, I'm gonna put him in debatable, but he's gonna be lower than Chef. Next we have Beth, who is definitely not. Okay, so she's got compassion, but then she acts like an asshole. Restraint, definitely not. She's kissing all these other guys. Nobility, honor, this bitch has no honor. This bitch has no honor. Wisdom. Why are you kissing all these dudes? Humility, hell no. Next we have Sadie. Sadie is pretty much all the flaws of Katie, except she's a better friend, so we're going to put her in not worthy. Next we have Courtney. Courtney starts out, let's go with the best version of Courtney, the beginning. Courtney has compassion, restraint, tons of honor, extremely wise, and no humility whatsoever. So we're going to put her behind Tyler for this one. Next we have Harold. Harold has compassion, no restraint, lots of nobility, lots of honor. His wisdom is incredibly high, and his humility is pretty good as well. So we are going to put him in here. However, we might move these guys up. In fact, we might even get rid of debatable if we can't get anybody worthy. Next we have Eva. Okay, compassion, haven't seen any. Restraint, have not seen any of that. Humility, I don't know. Wisdom, none of that either. Next we have Trent. Trent has lots of compassion. I'd say he has a fair amount of restraint, except when he lashed out at Cody and stuff like that, and then blurted out that question about Gwen to the winners. That was just really, ooh. He's got a fair amount of humility and wisdom. So I'm going to say Trent is worthy. Hot take. I think he has enough. He's got good intentions. He's got a good heart. Next we have Bridget. Bridget has tons of compassion, tons of restraint, except when it comes to Alejandro. A lot of honor. Except not really, because, you know, she made out with Jeff and then got booed off for making out with him for a long time. I don't think she has much wisdom, but she's got a fair amount of humility, so I'm gonna put her at the end of debatable. Next we have Lindsay. Lindsay has tons of compassion. She has a fair amount of restraint. Lindsay is wise in a way. She says some very wise things sometimes. I'd say she has a lot of honor as well, and a lot of humility. I would say Lindsay can wield that fucking hammer. Okay, Lindsay can wield it. Next we got compassion, restraint, honor, wisdom, and humility, except wisdom is a little bit less. But we got DJ. DJ could definitely wield that hammer. And by the way, we are including good intentions and the need for it. So someone's coming to attack these campers. One of these people needs the weapon. It's right there. Next we have Izzy, who due to cartoon logic would be able to pick up the hammer, but would she be able to pick it up if we went through this? So compassion, none. Restraint, none. Honor, a fair amount. Wisdom, tons. Humility, we don't know. So she's gonna be not worthy, but just keep in mind, due to cartoon logic, Izzy defies cartoon logic, which is why she's probably able to pick up the hammer. Next we have Jeff. Jeff has compassion, zero restraint for making out with people, or making out with Bridget all the time. He's got a fair amount of honor. He's got a fair amount of wisdom and humility. I would say that Jeff is the closest person to Thor on here. So we're going to put him in worthy tier. Next we have Lashana. Compassion. Restraint. She restrains from beating up Heather for a long time until it actually gets her. So I'd say she's got that. Next we have honor. Harold's protecting it, so she does have it. Next she has wisdom. And a little bit of humility. I would say Lashana can definitely pick up that darn hammer. Next we have Duncan. Compassion, little. As time goes on, little. So Courtney got the pass though, so I guess I could make a excuse for him. Season 1 Duncan, yes, compassion. Little restraint. Honor, wisdom, ooh, and humility, nope. So I'm gonna say no. Sorry, dude. Next we have Heather. Heather in World Tour, her best season, obviously. Compassion, none. Restraint, she restrains from crashing out a lot. So then we have wisdom. She's kind of learned how to play better, so I'd give her that. And humility, none. So Heather goes in not worthy. Next we have Gwen. Gwen has compassion. She's got tons of restraint by restraining her feelings until she gets into a confessional and complains about every single person. Does she have honor? She keeps on messing it up, but let's see if she gets the rest. Wisdom. Does she have good judgment? Does she have good judgment? That's the problem. I would say it's debatable. She is debatable. She's going on the end of this list. Next we have Owen. Owen has tons of compassion, zero restraint due to food. He's got lots of honor to him. He feels bad about every bad thing he's doing. Wisdom, not there. And humility is totally there, but I'm going to say he's not worthy because there's too much here. Next we have Sierra, which no. She's got a fair amount of compassion, zero restraint. Her honor is, you know. Wisdom, well, she's wise about the show. Humility, I'm not sure. I am really not sure. So I don't think, just purely because of her intentions, if she got that hammer, I'm going to put her in not worthy. Alejandro Buenos Muertos. Buenos Muertos? I think it changes between seasons. So, compassion, restraint, fair amount. Nobility. He seems like the type of guy to actually be from nobility. Like, he would. Wisdom, incredibly. Humility, he's faking it. So I'm gonna put him in debatable because he's actually got some of this stuff. The compassion and the humility are the only ones he's lacking. He's got the rest of them. But he is evil, so we're gonna put him in not worthy. Okay, now we go on to Stacy. Stacy is obviously a weird case because we don't get a look inside of her mind. A lot of other characters, we do get a look inside their mind, and I get to analyze them. However, with Stacy, I have not been able to analyze her because we don't know if she's actually lying or not. She's got no restraint, 0 humility. She doesn't seem to be very wise. And her compassion, we don't know if she has that either, so I'm going to say she's not worthy. Next we have B. B seems to have a lot of compassion, tons of restraint. Yeah, I would trust this guy with my life. Tons of humility. B is worthy. Next we have Dawn. Dawn has all the compassion. Restrains from a lot. Her honor, she's very honorable. She also seems to be pretty wise and pretty humble as well, so we're gonna put her in worthy. Little girl grabs the friggin' hammer, dude. Next we have Sam. Sam has tons of compassion, tons of restraint. He's very honorable. He's pretty wise as well, and he's extremely humble. He's got tons of humility. We're gonna put him in worthy. Sam is grabbing that hammer and beating off the bad guys with it. Not like that. Pause. I didn't mean it like that. Next we have MacArthur. Yeah, Brick just goes in. Brick, whenever, like, anything that says if you're worthy in, like, a TV show or whatever or something like that, or if someone's making, like, a YouTube video and being like, who's worthy of, you know, picking up Thor's hammer, you tell them it's Brick MacArthur. Compassion, restraint, honor, wisdom, humility. He's got it all. Okay, Anne Maria just gets off because she's got 0 compassion. Her humility is in the dirt. Restraint, not from kissing someone's boyfriend. Doesn't seem very wise either. Dakota, she's wise when it comes to love. She is, weirdly, turns out to be a little bit compassionate. She doesn't have much restraint. I'm gonna say not worthy. However, as Dakota Zoid, she has more compassion. She has to have more restraint because, you know, she's big now. She lacks all the wisdom, but she does have humility, which means that I'm gonna put her in debatable. Next we have Mike. Mike has compassion. He's got restraint. He's very honorable, and he's pretty humble as well. So I'm gonna say Mike is worthy. We're not gonna include the rest of these guys. I think that he's got wisdom, but no. Then we've got friggin'... yeah, he's got none of them. She's got honor and wisdom, but nope. Yeah, no. And then extremely no. Then we have Joe. Joe has 0 compassion. She's got restraint, I'll give her that. She's pretty honorable in terms of villains, but she doesn't seem to be very, very humble either. Next we have Scott. He seems to be a little bit of a sociopath up until All-Stars. I'm guessing something changed in his mind when the shark attacked him, when Fang attacked him, sorry. Why did I say just a shark? Because, like, you know, I'm a total drama fan. I gotta know this stuff, you know? So I'm gonna say very little restraint. He knows what he does, and that he does it anyway. Wisdom, same thing. Humility, maybe. Honor, none. So we're gonna put him in not worthy. Next we have Zoe. Zoe has compassion. Zoe has restraint. Zoe has a lot of honor. Wisdom is debatable, but she's pretty humble as well, so we're gonna put her in worthy here. Next we have Lightning, who is an instant not worthy. Compassion, very little. Restraint, well, at least he's not homophobic, I guess. But restraint, nope. Would not restrain himself even when fighting the dorkiest nerd. Honor? He seems like he would be the type to have honor, but only because he wants to have a fair fight. Wisdom, none. And humility, none. Next we have Cameron. I don't think Cameron is gonna make it. He does have compassion. He's got restraint, but only because he has nothing to restrain. If he blew up the thing on Joe, which I'm gonna say is a little bit of a lack of restraint, but he was getting revenge for all the stuff she did to him. He is pretty wise, and he is pretty humble, so we'll put him in debatable. Next we have Beardo. We don't know. We do not know. Beardo was not given enough time to cook, so we don't know anything about his compassion, his restraint, nobility, wisdom, and humility. We don't know any of that. So we're gonna put him in not worthy because my vibes, off vibes, it says not worthy. It just screams not worthy. Next we have Leonard. Leonard doesn't show very much compassion or restraint. He seems to have some sort of honor, but he doesn't seem to be very wise, and he doesn't seem to be very humble either. So we're gonna put him in not worthy. Amy obviously has zero compassion, zero restraint, and that already knocks out 2. Wisdom, not there. Honor, not there, so she's gone. Next we have Rodney. Rodney lacks wisdom. He obviously sees himself as a huge Chad, so I'm gonna say he's probably in not with humility. However, I'm not exactly sure. I feel like he could possibly lift up the hammer if the time depended on it and none of these other guys could. I feel like he would be one of the ones who would step up to the plate purely to save people. So I'm gonna put him in there. Next we have Sammy. For Sammy, she has compassion. She does not have much restraint after that apple thing. She's got tons of humility, but only because it's been beaten into her. So I'm going to say Sammy does not have it in her heart. Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna put her in debatable too. I feel like she could, but there's a gut feeling in me that's just like she would not be able to do that. Next we have Ella. Ella shows compassion, restraint. Okay, she just goes in there. She's got humility, nobility, restraint, compassion. She's got all that sort of stuff. Next we have Topher. Topher shows little compassion, little restraint, very little honor, going behind someone's back. Wisdom, he's pretty good about knowing what to say. And humility, 0. So we're gonna say not worthy. Next we have Dave. His compassion is not really there. His restraint is definitely not there. His honor goes down the toilet over time. His wisdom is not exactly good. Going to total drama while having a serious, germophobia thing is not smart. Don't go out into the middle of the woods if you're afraid of dirt, okay? So, not worthy. Next we have Scarlet. Scarlet does not have any compassion. She seems to be very wise. She does not seem to have restraint, as she's willing to kill everyone on the island. Obviously, Max does not make it in either. He does not have the humility for it. He does not have the wisdom. He does not have the honor. He does not have any of that stuff. However, I would like to say that I think Jasmine is very worthy. I think she has a lot of compassion. She's got a fair amount of restraint, honor, wisdom, and humility. I would say that her and Sean are some of the ones who are, spoiler alert, Sean's up in here. He's got the compassion. He talks out with people. He's got a fair amount of restraint. He's got a lot of wisdom when it comes to people. He's got tons of humility. He doesn't brag about his zombie skills that much. I'm gonna be real. Except on camera, but that's just to let the audience know. I think he genuinely he's pretty humble if he's not like, he's just stating what he can do. Next, he's got tons of honor as well. Next we have Sugar. Sugar does not make it. Compassion, almost none. Honor, 0. She would eat stuff off the floor. Restraint, 0. Wisdom, 0. Humility, 0. Next we have Sky. Sky has some compassion, 0 restraint whatsoever. Wisdom, I'm not sure. And humility, she's got a little bit, so I'm gonna put her in the end of debatable. We're gonna move Tyler up, though, to worthy, and Harold as well. And Dakota. These guys will be stuck here, though. Okay. Then we got Caleb. Caleb has compassion. He's got honor. He's definitely got restraint. I'd say he's got a fair amount of wisdom. He seems to be pretty intelligent as well. And he's kind of humble, so I'm gonna put him in worthy. Then Axel has no compassion, very low restraint. Her honor is good, though. Wisdom and humility, so I'm gonna put her in not worthy. Next we have Nichelle, who is an instant not worthy. Her type of character is an instant not worthy. Very low compassion, restraint, honor, wisdom, humility. It's just not there. I don't want to know what would happen if Scary Girl picked up that hammer, so I'm putting her in not worthy. Next we have Damien. Damien has a fair amount of compassion, a good amount of restraints, especially for all he has to put up with. He's got a fair amount of honor, wisdom, and humility, so I will put him in worthy. Then we have MK. MK has little compassion. She does not restrain herself very often. She's got a lot of wisdom. Her honor is definitely not there, and her humility, not exactly. Next we have Wayne. Wayne has compassion. He's got restraint. He's definitely doesn't have wisdom, but he does have a fair amount of honor and humility, so I'm gonna put him in worthy. Same thing for Raj. Next we have Ripper. Ripper has very little compassion, very little restraint, nobility, honor. He does not really have that. Wisdom, yeah, he's already cooked. Next we have Z. Z has compassion. He does not have the ability to restrain back his own mouth at all. So, sorry about that, Z fans. I'm not sure if he has honor or not. He seems to be pretty humble, though, so I'm gonna put him in debatable. Next we have Chase. Instant no. 0 compassion. He is a sociopath. If there's any character on the Total Drama list that is a sociopath, it is definitely Chase. He shows signs of actually being a sociopath. Like, I don't know how to explain it, because, like, there's a few characters that you could say are sociopaths, but him? Seriously, I think he is. Okay, Julia. Compassion, 0. Restraint, fair amount. Honor, not really there. Wisdom, okay. Humility, nope. So she's going in here. We have Millie. Millie has compassion, sort of, but restraint, not really. Wisdom, she tries, and humility, I am not exactly sure. I feel like Millie's debatable, but I do not think that she has good intentions or a strong heart for it. Which we are going to take those strong hearts into account and make sure that these people are right after. So, next we have Bowie. Bowie is not worthy. I'm sorry. He does have compassion, but only to certain people. Restraint, a fair amount. Wisdom, and humility. He does not have either of those. Next we have Priya. Priya has a little bit of compassion, very little constraint, or restraint. Nobility versus honor, I'm not sure. Wisdom and humility, I'm not sure it's there. I'm not sure it's there, guys. Emma's a definite no. She would have bad intentions. She does not have the pure heart. We need to go through this and get pure heart, noble mind, by the way, to get those people out. And put them in debatable. Next, we have Tammy. We do not know, so I'm going to say no. I'm just going to include her as Leonard. Okay, these two have shown 0 possibility. These two have shown 0 possibility. These two have shown 0 possibility. These two are definitely not. No. Definitely not. I don't know. They've gone through a lot of hardships. I feel like their arc, how it ended though, it breaks the whole courage thing that is on there. So, we get rid of the stepbrothers because they are not exactly what we want here. They're definitely not what we want. So the rock and rollers. Okay, let's see. So compassion, restraint. I would say that rock is debatable. Next we have the dad. Nope. Junior, I definitely don't think so. I'm sorry. Then the goths. They seem to show compassion, restraint, honor. They seem to be pretty wise as well, and humility. I'm gonna say that they're worthy. Okay. Ryan and Stephanie, you immediately go into here. Next we have Carrie and Devin. I'm gonna say a no on this one, Chief. I'm gonna go speed round with the last couple people. Compassion, restraint, nobility, wisdom, and humility. I'm gonna say debatable. Next we have Kitty. Kitty has compassion, a lot of restraint, especially when it comes to dealing with her sister. And yes, I am a Kitty Glazer. Nobility, wisdom. I think she's making it in. And humility. These two are definitely not making it in. Very little compassion, very little restraint. Humility is not there. Next we have MacArthur. I don't think she has a lot of the things to be on there. I'm gonna be real. I don't think she should not wield that hammer, dude. However, I think Sanders is worthy. If Jeff is worthy, then I would say Brody is worthy as well. But now, we have to go through these, because that's all that isn't, like, from a different series. We have to go through these and quickly take out characters that we think do not have courage, or a strong heart, a noble mind, a pure heart, good intentions, that sort of thing. And we're gonna put those in debatable. First of all, Damien. I think Damien has it. However, Caleb, I'm not exactly sure if he has a pure heart. or a noble mind. But he's looking at me like that though, and he's looking at me like that, and okay, he's rizzing me up. I have to keep him in. Lashana, I'm not sure that she has. She does have a strong heart, a lot of courage, and a pure heart. So I'm gonna say that she does manage to make it in. Even when Jeff was corrupted, he made it out, so he does have a pure heart. Same for DJ. DJ does not have a strong heart, but he sure has a pure heart. Lindsay does have a strong heart and a pretty pure heart as well. I would say the same thing for Trent and B and Dawn. Sam makes it in. Brick could definitely hold Mjölnir. I said it once, I'll say it again. Mike, I think, has a pure heart and a strong heart. Same for Zoe, which is why they're such a cute couple. Then Ella, I do not think that she has a strong heart, but she definitely has a pure one. I think that Jasmine makes it in with having a strong heart and noble mind and that sort of thing. Same thing for Sean. Tyler definitely has one of the purest hearts in total drama history, so he's definitely gonna make it in. Harold has a strong heart and a noble mind, so I would put him in. Next we have Dakota Zoid. Dakota Zoid, I would not say she has a strong heart or a pure heart, so I'm gonna put her in debatable. Dawn makes it in easy. Wayne has a strong heart and a pure heart. Same with Raj. I'd say these two have a strong heart and noble mind, so I'm gonna put them in. Kitty has a pretty pure heart, same as Sanders. So that's it. That's your tier list. What are your thoughts? Who would you add? Who would you not add? Do you guys want me to do a Disventure Camp video? Do you guys want me to do something even more extra? If you have any ideas of like things that are not relating to total drama, relating them to total drama, write them down below. Anyway, make sure to go outside, compliment someone's hair, and make the world a little bit of a better place.